Shed update, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a whole lot. I've been kind of splitting it up because I got newer stuff, a little older stuff, and everything like that. But first, I've been slowly getting more Sergeant Frog. I got blue Sergeant Frog, and I got green Sergeant Frog, which to me, I like them. They're just odd. I think they really fit the modeling bill in here. And and I've said before in the past, there's 30 some odd kits of these, so I'm going to have to restack my Sergeant Frog area here, which is kind of almost dominating my little Gundam shelf here. But anyway, I pick one or two up a week, and I'll get them all, and I need 7 more and I'll have the whole set. But anyway, Hobby Store is working on that. But anyway, blue and green Sergeant Frogs, adding to the art. Everyone knows about the Atlantis. They reissued the Phantom, and I built one. That's basically one of the only monsters I've never built. Built a little base for him, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great hit. Atlantis, they're doing a lot of reissues and everything, and still using the same box art like Aurora did. But anyway, I got number 2 because that's the way we like to work around here inside the art. But anyway, it's a great kit. It shows it's it's got some flaws, but anyway, that's the nature of the old school kit. But anyway, I like stuff I like monsters and model kits. So anyway, and another Phantom to the art. A fellow modeler, he was giving away a few things, and he had these in comic books, and I went ahead and picked them up. They are the Aurora comics from the comic series that Aurora did in the 70s. You get Spider-Man, you can get the Lone Ranger, and Tonto, which I do like graphical literature. Basically, the instruction sheet for the kit itself, and you get a little graphical literature while you build them all, which I like stuff like this. I kind of wish they would kind of go back to doing stuff like that, but that's just me, But anyway, one thing though is I have all 3 of these kits because we can go add Tonto and put Tonto's comic book inside the box, which they all have them, but now they have 2, because that's the way we like to work around here. But anyway, I got Tonto. I better not. Here, the Lone Ranger. So anyway, comic book series. I'm a big fan. I like to have the original long box of the Lone Ranger and Tonto, but maybe someday we'll get it inside. But anyway, I like to add a little history. We're adding some more comic book instruction sheets to the art. And I don't add books to the art. Now I do, and if I do add books that are modeling related, and certain things, says I had to cut back on my book buying, just because I could either have models or I could have books. So I had the room and everything. But anyway. Fellow modeler again, giving away some classical literatures. Boris Vallejo here. This book is basically the 80s, is what I like to call it. And see if I can do this little book review here. It's just all his stuff that he's done, which is just a great book. And I like fantasy. I like his style, basically what he does. And he also gave me this one, and this one I'll talk about that in just a moment. But this one is also signed by Mr. Boris Vallejo there. But anyway, the front cover, that brings back a lot of memories, and I know a lot of y'all probably have it. The old fantasy modeling magazines, which I thought were coolest thing at the time, and now I have the companion piece to go with the fantasy modeler magazines. But anyway, that's and I have the whole set of these. It's been one of those. I had like 1 through, I think it's six issues, and I had 1 through 5, and like 20 years ago I finally found number 1. I was like, well, here we go. And then Squadron at one time, they had Dungeons and Dragons book, which of course I like it too. You don't see this often, hardly ever. But anyway, that's something I thought was pretty darn slick. But anyway, I was happy to get it. It's signed by Boris, but it's also a companion piece to the Fantasy Modeler magazine. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today. It's a quick update. It's getting hot. Getting the remnants of berry, which is not totally too humid right now. But anyway, we're adding Boris Vallejo's books to the art. We're adding some comic book instructions, the old 70 Aurora kits, and of course we are adding another Phantom. But anyway, that's what I've got going on today, so stay tuned for the next exciting episode.